Good evening and welcome to the IRL PlayStation F3 League, sponsored by Nilkor Hall and brought to you in partnership with gridfinder.com. I'm Mark, alongside me in the commentary boxes every week. Ellen, how are you doing? Are you looking forward for tonight?
Hi, Mark. Yes, good evening, everyone. I am looking forward to tonight. I think we've got an incredible season here in F3, and it just seems to be getting better and better. Last week, we had a fantastic race in Mexico, and as you can see there, Mark, with the driver standings, the fight for the championship, the drivers' championship, is getting closer and closer week upon week now.
Yeah, definitely. It's so incredibly close. If you look at the top three drivers, because I think it's a three-horse race. Maybe JPH has a tiny bit of a shot, but I think it's going to be a three-horse race. But looking like that, David 40 still holds on to P1 after three bad race result, but on 89 points. But then we have JP, who is the man on form, and Tinus, the Dutchman, both on 81 points. So the gap is only 8 points between them. This is going to be so tight, and I think we will see the decider in Silverstone, not earlier.
Yeah, I have to agree. It could go down to the final race of the season, and you speak of JP. I think he is the form man right now, isn't he? He's got 5 podiums in a row, 3 of them being wins. That's really good form, and that is, you'd say all the momentum is going to be with him. David 46 tonight is going to have to find that early season form now if he wants to keep hold of this lead over JP behind. Tinus is in there still, and I'm not going to rule him out, but I just think in terms of form-wise, I would probably keep more of an eye on JP, but I'm sure Tinus will have something to say about that tonight and want to prove me wrong.
I think so too. And talking about JP, he drives for Mercedes, and Mercedes is doing a really good job in constructors as well. In P3 at the moment, it's 103 points, but look at those standings. It's so close as well in constructors. Ferrari is still leading with David 40 and Emke with 107 points. Alpine, JPH and Bruce D. Harden, they are consistent this season so far in P2 with 105 points. So this top 3 or top 4 even with Red Bull in P4 is so close. So close, but let's see what the guys can do today as the qualifying has just begun, Adam.
Yeah, it looks like clear blue skies for the guys in qualifying. And yeah, just going what you were saying in the constructors, it is absolutely exciting and fascinating to see what's going on, not only in both one championship, but both championships. It's great to see that we're going into the final run of races now, and these guys are fighting for every single point for that championship. As you can see now, cars are starting to filter out onto the track. I'm assuming, based on what we've got weather-wise, we probably see quite a few guys getting out there on those soft tyres and maybe trying to put in a bank lap early on and see what we can do, because this track, Mark, is completely different to what we had last week, isn't it? So I think qualifying will be more crucial than last week.
Yeah, I think so too. Overtaking is a lot more difficult around this track, and so yeah, I think you just want to be as much to the front as possible. But we see a lot of guys on the medium tire so far. A bit surprised about that, but yeah, maybe they just want to feel the track, want to get the first lap in just on the medium tires and get into the rhythm. And I also just heard that from our weatherman, the weather report, it will be dry for both qualifying as the race. So yeah,
I think that's probably a good thing, I'd say, for these guys. I've been practicing myself for this track this week, and it's quite easy to invalidate round here or run wide or get it slightly wrong, and this track can punish you hard. So if there was wet conditions, I think it would really throw a spanner in the works for a lot of these guys. So a lot of them are heading round now to start their first flying laps. But who have you got your eye on? I think I'm going to keep an eye on Emke. He had an off week last week, didn't he, in terms of qualifying? But I'm sure he'll want to bounce back this week.
Yeah, he definitely wants to. For the first lap, I always ride aboard with the first guy who starts the lap. And for this week, it's gotta be O'Steven on the medium tires in the McLaren. Yeah, let's see what he can do. He's in sector 1. Looking clean so far. Something happened there, I guess.
Yeah, MK has lost it. And I was just saying about this track biting you. He ran wide and has completely lost it. But luckily, MK has got the car going again. He's not out of this qualifying, so MK can fight again and go for it on another lap. Carry on, Mark. Sorry.
Yeah, that's lucky for him. Good evening for you, Rens and Simon in the chat. Why are so many guys on mediums? Yeah, that's what I was asking myself as well, mate. I don't know. My only guess is to get into a rhythm or something. Yeah, it's compromising the race tire. Yeah, I got to agree with that. But I'm sure they got the reasons for it. I simply don't know them. Not enough practice could be Rens. But let's take a look what O'Steven can do in his first lap. He is going onto the start-finish straight now on the medium tires though. But his first lap is a 20.1. Well, it's a time on the board. It's no time on the board because he invalidated. I'm sorry for that. I didn't see that. But F1 Richard on the mediums, 18.6. So that's the first time. Jack, doing his second race in the Invictus Racing League. I think he wants to maintain his podium streak. First race. Sorry there. What happened?
No. It's quite a rough, scruffy opening few minutes here in F3. I've been scrolling through, keeping an eye on everybody else while you was going through O'Steven, and I just happened to get onto Michael Ludke's. There you go, Tina Smith, a very good lap there, 16.9, really showing up F1. And loads of people find themselves good off track or spinning. Michael Ludke was flying, going down to Rivazza, and come off the track. Not once, but twice, and ended up in the gravel on the start-finish straight, and then gave up the lap completely and headed in. I've seen at least 3 guys already finding this track difficult. And I think, to be honest, if you can keep it clean around here, you might find yourself really far up in the qualifying standings. As we see, O'Steven went for another run there, Mark, and he's just gone into second place with a 17.4, so a little bit off of what Tinas has done on the same tyre.
Yeah, that's quite a gap. And one guy who was hoping to get a good result in is David 40, and he will come across the line right now on the soft tire. 16.3, so that's on the soft tire, while JP has managed to do a 16.5 on 2 laps old medium. That's interesting to see. That's really interesting.
Yeah, that is really interesting. I think David would probably have been hoping to have been in the 15s, you'd imagine, with JP doing a 16.5 on 2 lap medium tyres. I'm just keeping an eye on JPH at the moment. I believe, yes, he's out on track now. JPH on the medium tyre, the Alpine driver. And Alpine, another one of those teams who are fighting in the constructors, so they'll be hoping to get a good qualifying under their belt this evening.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and as Simon is mentioning in the chat, he should have gone in the mid-15s. Yeah, I think I expected him to be honest. But it wasn't meant to be for him at this point. But maybe Emke, he is known for his good qualifying positions. So let's see what he can do on his first flyer. He's on the outlap now on the softs. Hopefully he doesn't lose the car now in this flying lap. He's got some traffic ahead in the form of a McLaren. I'm thinking that might be Michael Lutke. It is Michael Lutke who is going to start the lap on the medium tires. And he is going into the pits. He decides to not continue. He's just on the outlap. But Emke has just started, so let's ride aboard with him for this lap. And see if he can take the professional pole. Into sector 1 to just done the Tumbrella corners. Looking good so far, looking clean. Got some traffic ahead, hopefully they get out of the way, and they do. That's always good to see. It's in the mid of sector 2 now. And this is always one of the most dangerous parts of the track, in my opinion at least. It's so hard under braking. You know, you need to brake while you're turning in as well, and there's some difference in the height too, so it's so tricky to get it right. But if you do, it can gain you a lot of time. And Emke sure did look like it was good. He did a good corner there. He's coming up to the start-finish straight now. Emke is first, flying lap. What will his time be? I expect him to go P1. And there he goes, 15.1. That's what we're talking about. That's a good lap.
That is definitely more like it. And I was riding on board with last week's race winner, Louis, and Louis made a huge mistake. I think he lost at least half a second, but he slotted himself into to second place with a 16.1 there. But I know he would have comfortably been in the mid-15s, Louis, after he hadn't made that slight mistake. The car just got a bit out of shape. He had to get on the brakes and just correct it, and unfortunately that really hurt his lap. So he knows there's pace there, and I'm sure he might be able to get close to Emke. If he gets within Emke, I think that'd be a mighty lap. But at the moment, Emke really showing that he's back, Mark, because last week it was, like I said, it was a real one-off. So I'm just going to keep an eye on the next one of Michael Lutke, because he was one of several people who had a scuffing opening few minutes. So Michael Lutke now started on those medium tyres. He's going to have now a run on the soft tyres. Come around the final corner now to start his second flying lap.
Let's see what the guys can do. Tines so far is looking to be on a good lap. He is over a second faster than his previous one, so he will be looking at least a P2 as it stands, but maybe he can improve in sector 3. Let's see what time he can do on the soft tires, and Tines will jump into P2 with a 15.6, around 4/10 off. I'm sure he will have another go, and hopefully he can be a bit close to them. And Ellen, as the guys mentioned in the chat, I think Simon said the ERS is so important around here. You need to save it because it's so hard to regain it. But on the other hand, as Rens is mentioning, you need the DRS. So yeah, what would you do? Would you suffer and use the ERS to stay in the DRS range? Or would you rather save the ERS but then drop back of the DRS? What would be your preferred strategy, mate?
It's a tough one, but for me, talking from my point of view, let me just quickly just tell you, Michael Luck is coming across the line now. He's been absolutely flying and jumps up into second place at 15.5, still 4/10 of a second off the Emke. So it just shows you what a good lap that was from the Ferrari driver. But yeah, I think from my point of view, I would probably have to use a lot of DRS just to keep up with the guys to stay in DRS. So I would probably be one of the guys with not much ERS left in the car. But that's just the way I would take it. And it's a fine balance, isn't it? If you know you've got the pace around here and you can save that ERS, I think it's really crucial. If you can hold on to it and stay within DRS of the car's head, or even if you're out in the lead, then that's even better. But for me, I know I'm probably going to have to use quite a bit of DRS. I probably need to borrow other people's DRS if I could, to probably stay on the back of other people. But enough about me. Going further on, I'm just keeping an eye on... Oh, no, never mind. No, he's going slow. I was about to say I was just keeping an eye on Louis' teammate down with him, but he's going slow. He's one of two guys not to set a time yet so far.
Yeah, I was just riding aboard with JP there, and I thought he was on a good lap, but he must have been invalidated in sector 3 because he was just over 9/10 quicker than his previous lap time, and that would have brought him around P3, I think. So that's where he wants to be, but he drove the car into the pits, and he will get a new set of tires, I guess, and will come out on track. At the moment, I believe there's only one guy who is on a hot lap. That is Mr. O. Steven himself. Going into the last corner now. But it is not looking to be the lap time he wants. 16.2 into P7. Yeah, that's gonna be tricky. Near to the end of the qualifying session, he needs to rush to get back into the pits, get new tires, and go out again. Because you know the track evolution is there, so the guys behind him, they will probably find an extra couple of tenths, and he needs to go back into the pits. But there's 5 minutes left to go, so hopefully he can make it.
I'm just keeping an eye on Darrell Whifford again, and he's gone for another run this time on the medium tyre, and this time he will be setting a time. It's not going to be the fastest of times, but it slots him in to P11, and I'm thinking if you're maybe don't think you've got the 1 lap pace, P11's not a bad place to try and slot yourself in for the start of the race.
Definitely not, but the thing is, why is he still out on the medium tires?
That's a good question.
I have no idea. I can't figure out a single reason why he still be on the mediums. Same goes for JPH. I expect him to go out now on a set of softs, but if he's going out on mediums again, I just don't know why. No, I simply don't. I was thinking about the reason,
no.
But I don't know.
I couldn't possibly answer for you. I was just flicking over to Tinus. He's currently in 3rd, and he's invalidated. So unfortunately for Tinus, this run won't count for him. It'd be interesting to see if he dives back in for another set of softs now, or he goes again on these soft tyres. But the guys are starting to slowly come back out of the pits, Mark, with just over 3 minutes left on the clock. Is this M-Keys to lose, or can someone like Michael Lutke surpass him and steal that pole position?
To be honest, it's a pretty big gap. And, you know, M-Key, he already has the lap time. He can just... Oh, he almost lost it while I was talking about him. But, but he can risk it all in his last run. While the other guys, they need to get that lap time. So they need to leave a little bit more space. But you can't do that if you want to nail this pole. So that's the tricky part. So yeah, I think MK has got it in the bag. He's got a brilliant lap time, and the gap is there to the other guys. So let's see what they can do. But for now, I'm riding aboard with MK on his final lap of today. And there is a guy in the chat. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Beluris, I guess. What are the predictions for Cosmesi? The honors are for you, Eden. What are the predictions for Cosmesi for tonight, mate?
Well, I think he's currently in P5, which is pretty good going. I think. Well, he should shop to P6, but I think if he can get in within the points. Look at that from a lap from Louis. Wow, 15-0 from Louis. That has come out of absolutely nowhere. What a lap! And now MK really does have to nail it. He's got to get this right, because otherwise he's going to lose the pole position. That's a mega lap from him, especially after last week, because Louis really found some form, didn't he, last week?
Yeah, definitely. What a lap for him, and a 15 flat. That's a really good lap time. But Emke, he is doing a really fast lap as well. He's over a tenth faster now. He needs to, well, as it stands, I think he's just going to nick the pole position back from Louis. So let's see, he's going. Oh, that's a bit wide. Was that an invalidation? I'm not too sure. No, it wasn't. The 14.9 from Emke. What a lap.
Wow.
What a lap time. Professional pole is back with a Ferrari.
I'm just riding on board with the other Ferrari of David 46, and he was 3 tenths up. Coming across the line now, where's that going to put him? Up to P3, and that is exactly what David 46 needed, and I don't believe... No, JP is not going to improve. So JP, one of the challengers for this championship will be at best starting P4. So I'm going to keep an eye on Michael Lutke again. He's in P5 now. He looks like he's got some pace in him. Can he get up there within the top 3 maybe, and probably upset the likes of JP and David 46?
If he can keep it clean, I think he will be qualifying around P3, mate. He's got the pace. he's been really consistent in qualifying so far. He had some issues in the race, but in qualifying he was really consistent. So I think if he can keep it on track, don't invalidate, he will be looking around a P3. But who knows? This field is so close together, and well, I got to agree with Simon there. Just hope they have a race setup, as the quali setup does not work in the race. Yeah, I hope so as well, mate. Because this is going to be a banger of a race, I think. Everyone is pretty much close together, so Darcy is the fan of tennis. He wants cake tomorrow if he wins this race. He doesn't know about it, mate, but I think that's a good idea. Let's do it.
Oh, well, Michael Ludke improved, but not enough, to jump up from P5. So he stays P5. He's fractionally off JP's time in P4. So yeah, not quite the jumper we were expecting. Tinas is not going to improve either. Messi is not going to improve either. So JPH is also.
This is it,
JPH
mate.
Yeah, this is the end of qualifying, and JPH should be given. I've just seen that JPH has just been given a 5-place penalty for colliding with Jolie. And what happened was, I don't know if JPH got caught out by Jolie driving a little bit slowly into the pit lane. I think he's just caught JPH out because he's come into it like you would do in a race.
Yeah.
Full beans until the line, and it's caught him out, and he's ended up running into the back of the Aston Martin there. So unfortunately for JPH, it says he's in 10th, but that'll drop him to last place now, which is a disaster right at the end of qualifying as well.
That is unlucky. Yeah, that's that will be P15 for him then. Well, the only positive thing for him is you don't need to be afraid for dive bombers into turn 1, mate. So yeah, let's see. But this is the quality result for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. I'd rather say just Imola. It's gonna be tricky otherwise. But Emke takes home the pole position. Louis in the Red Bull P2. David 40 P3. JP P4. Michael Lutke in P5. Tinus P6. Cosmesi P7. O. Steven in P8. Efron Richard takes home P9. JPH P10, but he will have that 5-second grid penalty, so he will be starting 15th. Daryl P11. Jack 12th. Jolly P13. Suspert is P14, and then we have Tauri, who received a disqualification from the qualifying, but he will be starting P14.
I don't think he will he? Will he be starting? Will DSQ do not just start from the back? I don't know how DSQ.
That's a good question.
I think he'll be starting. I think JPH might actually be ahead of him because he set times, whereas I don't know. We'll see in a second, won't we? But yeah, so that's the qualifying done. The Ferrari's looking strong here tonight, Mark, again, and this is exactly what David 46 definitely needs to try and get some momentum back in this championship fight. And with his title rival close behind him, he'll be wanting to get a good start and maybe, I don't know, get some assistance off his teammate Emke later on in the race.
Yeah, let's see. It's going to be an interesting race, that's for sure. About the grid penalty, Rens is thinking it's a tactical grid penalty. Well, yeah, could be. I don't think so. Could be. But yeah, this is shaping up to be a good one. Everyone is pretty close together, and I expect to see multiple fights, and I do expect to see a large DRS train around here.
Yeah, I think it won't be quite like Mexico last week, where we was getting like 10 overtakes a lap. It seemed, didn't it? We was struggling at some points to just to keep on top of all the overtaking. I think this will be more of a tactical race, and how you, as you were talking, how you look after your ERS and when's best to get the moves done. But even though we've got a dry race, it doesn't look as warm and as nice, does it? It's very overcast and looks quite a lot considerably cooler than what it did in the qualifying. But the cars are on the grid now, Mark, and I'll just quickly run you through some of the tyre choices outside of the top 10. And I was wrong. Towel does start P14, even though he got DSQ, so JPH is at the back. And going through that, Daryl Whiffen has been jumped up because he was outside the top 10. He now starts on the medium tyre in 10th place with Jack on the medium tyre. Jolly is the only one outside of the top 10 to start on the soft tyre, whereas everybody else is on medium tyres. So nobody fancied that hard tyre, which I knew that probably was going to be the case.
Yeah, I think that by far the optimal tyre choice would be, or the strategy I mean, will be the one-stop soft to medium, or medium to soft. Yeah, that's going. I don't know what's the quickest option, medium soft or soft medium. That depends all on the race. And yeah, in this race, Rens is saying he thinks he is expecting to see carnage. He thinks there will be 2 safety cars. Well, anything can happen around Imola, so yeah, you don't know. And Bruce Lee Harding, the driver of Alpine, is in the chat. He says nothing JPH does makes sense normally. Well, it's his words, not mine.
I think one thing I think we'll see tonight, and unfortunately, because we saw it quite a bit in Mexico, so it's quite easily done in Mexico as well. I think we might see quite a few time penalties tonight because it is easy to pick up a warning round this track. So unfortunately, we might end up having a race where it's dependent on what penalties you don't have and where you finish that, which would be a shame. But sometimes these tracks, you just can't help it, can you? You might wear out your tyres and just slightly run wide some places, and suddenly picking up a track warning. But we're heading onto the grid now, Mark, and this is going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Imola's not a track I've not raced around here much.
No, me too. I'm really looking forward for this one. So let's see who can have a good start. But this is the IRL PlayStation F3 League, sponsored by Nailcode Hall and brought to you in partnership with gridfinder.com. And let's see, can the Ferrari guys outscore their competitors and claim that, well, they already have the top spot, but get it even better? Can we have a good... Yeah, there we go. 5 lights. And we are underway. Seems to be a good start for Emke and for Louis. Louis into P1. He is looking good. JPH. Oh no, there's some incidents in the back between JPH and Jolly Joler. The Ferrari boys are fighting as well.
Wow. What has happened there, Mark? There's penalties galore, and I didn't see what happened to JPH, but I tried to scroll down, and Jolly was facing the wrong way on the start line, which was bizarre. Michael Lutke has found himself in P13, so I've not a clue what happened there, Mark. I was sat on board with JP just further back, and I missed it all. And while we're sat here under a VSC, F1 Richard, O Steven, Towel, Cosmesi, Michael Lutke have all got 5-second penalties.
No idea what's going on.
Something massive has happened there, and I could not tell you what.
I have no idea. I did see there was contact between Jolly and JPH, and I expect to see some damage on Jolly, his car. Let's see. Yeah, he got some damage on the front wing, so he will need to box to get a new front wing. JPH is out of this race, so that's really unfortunate for him and both for Alpine as well. They were looking really good in constructors into P2, but now they only have one driver in this race to score the points. And that's not even true, because he's not here. There's only one. There we go,
we're back on the green, Mark, and VSC is ended, and JP, I got JPH about JP putting the pressure on David 46. This could be crucial in the championship because David 46 didn't quite react as well as JP did after the green. So it's a good 4-5 way battle here at the front with Daryl Whiffen. He's really benefited here. Jumped from P10 to P6. He's on those medium tyres and he's hanging on to the back of Tinas in P5.
Yeah, definitely. And JP, he is in the gearbox of David 46, and I think he will be looking to get the move done as soon as possible. He looks to have the better pace at this moment. But is the start-finish rate long enough to get the move done without... Oh, there was a contact! Contact between David 40 and JP. No, what happened to Louis? Louis...
I didn't see that
car,
either.
I think.
Did he spin? That's a disaster. This has been a disastrous first 2 laps here. That's a real shame. So what we've got now, Mark, is we've got a Ferrari 1-2, but JP is putting massive pressure on David 46 here.
Yeah, and on the next DRS straight, though, you will have the DRS. Same goes for David 46 on Emke, so I'm afraid for Emke he will be a sitting duck. But first, let's see what these guys can do. And Beluris, well, I pronounced this right just back then, but I'm not sure if I did it now. Ask if there's any damage for Cosmesi. Well, not as far as I can tell, but he has got the time penalty, so he needs to serve it. But he is going to do the move on Surspot. Good move there from Cosmesi. That's a good overtake and into P8. Let's go back to the lead of this race. Emke, David 46 and JP. Who will come out on top after the DRS straight? Ooh, Cosmesi, another time penalty. It's not what you want.
I'm gonna say it'd be interesting here, Matt. Now, Matt. What as a championship, what do you do here? Does Emke let David 46 pass and then try and hold JP off, or does Emke hold on to it? We'll see here. Here comes David 46. David 46 gets the move done, and I think pretty much that Emke is let him pass there. As Emke and JP have touched, and JP's got round him, and yeah, I don't think that quite worked as well as they wanted there, Mark.
No, I think the Ferraris might should have worked together a little bit more here. Yeah, Emke had a massive oversteer moment there, almost lost the car, but there was some contact between himself and JP. But Tinis is trying to close in now as well, only 7 tenths behind.
Oh, geez, sorry, Mark. Cosmesi and Louis almost wiped each other out there. Louis got too much on the curb and was all out of shape and hung on and managed to save that Red Bull, but now he's starting to get under pressure from Mr. Spud in P10. Sorry, carry on.
All good, mate, all good. I think we can see a move here from Daryl on the medium tires in P5. He is closing in on Tinis. I'm a bit surprised to see this. But can he get the move done on the start-finish straight? There is DRS. The gap is just over 4 tenths of a second. Jolly Jolov just retired from the race. That's really unfortunate for him. And I don't think it's gonna be enough. No, he is closing in. But the DRS save was just a bit too short to get close enough to get it.
I'm a little surprised we haven't got a VSC or a safety car, because Jolly's car is sideways on the track and it's just being cleared. So because the front 3 guys had come up to that and that car was just on the right hand side facing the wrong way. So I hope that wasn't too much of a distraction, but we're back fully racing again now, no yellow flags, and this seems to be... Oh, JP has run wide. JP has run very wide then. This could gift an opportunity to Emke. Can JP hold on to the back of David 46? But that is not like JP in recent weeks to make a mistake like that. But these guys, I think they're in a race of their own at the minute, Mark, because Darryl Whiffen has taken Tinis, and Darryl Whiffen and Tinis in a battle of their own for P4. As those 3 ahead are 3.5 seconds up the road now.
Yeah, but to give you a bit of an update on the ERS situation, both of the Ferraris used a lot of their ERS. JP, on the other hand, he saved much more. He will be going for the overtake around the outside of the Ferrari of David 46, gets the move done. Good overtake there from JP back into the lead. And that's exactly what he wanted to do. exactly what he wanted to do this early in the race, and he just needs to pull the gap now. And I'm pretty sure that's exactly what he is doing. He's still got 45% left of his ERS. Well, David and Emke, they are both under the 10%. So JP, I think he will just run away now from this point on.
We've got a good battle between Tinas and Daryl Whiffin. Tinas has retaken P4 off of Daryl Whiffin through DRS down to turns 1 and 2, but Daryl Whiffin hanging on nicely to the back of the Aston Martin ahead, so Daryl Whiffin be hoping to return the favour again on those medium tyres. Oh, as Tinas has lost it! Tinas has lost it in the same corner as where Charles Leclerc lost it a few weeks back in the real F1, and that has dropped Tinas now down behind F1 Richard. No, sorry, past Louis as well. Louis managed to get ahead of him as well, so unfortunately for Tinas and his championship battle, this has not gone the way he wanted. That's disaster for him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Sorry to interrupt here, but David, I thought he was going for the move, but he is out of ERS. So that's unfortunate for him, but he was definitely thinking to get the move done, but he just couldn't make it. What about Daryl Whiffin and Jack? Oh,
David 46 has got off the track.
Oh, what is happening in this race?
David 46, yeah, I don't know. David 46 has just had a trip through the gravel, and MK is now slotted back up into second place, and Daryl Whiffin's dropped. David 46 has dropped down to P3, but now, crucially, he's out of that DRS, so he'll want to hurry up as MK picks up a time penalty and has run wide. These guys are really struggling on this track early on this race, Mark.
Yeah, they're really struggling, and MK is out of the DRS as well now from JP. Oh, just as I said, it's 7/10 now. Oh no, the Red Bull, he lost it. It's Louis. Louis lost it. Oh, that's unfortunate. He needs to spin the car around. Drops all the way back onto P9. That's unfortunate for him. And meanwhile, Tinas, he will be looking to get the overtake done on F1 Richard. Let's see if he can actually make it stick.
Here comes MK. MK on JP. MK takes the lead again. MK back into first place, and MK just set the fastest lap of the race back up into P1. We've got another yellow flag briefly out there, and Tinas has retaken 6th place off of F1 Richard down there. But yeah, crucially at the front, MK is taking the lead off of JP, and I think David 46 will be hoping MK now stays ahead of JP, because look at the gap David 46 has dropped behind now, 2.2 seconds off the battle for the lead. So David 46 really struggling at this point in the race.
Yeah, it's a pretty big gap. I think MK another 3-second time penalty. He is collecting them at this point. That he is already about to lap some cars in front, if I'm correct. I just saw a car in front of him. Maybe that was a ghost car, I'm not completely sure. But JP, he is still within the DRS range, and he has the advantage in the ERS. So I expect him to be a lot closer to MK and to turn 1. Jack with a time penalty as well. I was just about to say, Daryl and Jack both on the mediums in P4 and in P5. They are looking strong for the end of this race.
I was just about to say as well, Mark, Jack had got within DRS of Daryl, and he ran very wide at the last corner, unfortunate for him. I think he probably would have got the move done on Daryl, and that's what gave him his 2nd time penalty of the evening. So unfortunately for Jack, he's up to 6 seconds worth of time penalties, but really starting to put the pressure again on Daryl now. Daryl hanging on to P4, but it might not be for much longer.
Yeah, Jack is having a good race again, as Rens is just saying. He definitely is. He needs to stay consistent now from this point on, and he will have a good result again. And we just seen the first pit stop.
Oh no.
Another penalty for MK. It's 9 seconds already. But Cos Messi, he is the first one to do the pit stop.
MK's lost it. MK has lost it. Sorry, MK has lost it. Same place as Louis lost it. The previous lap, MK is facing the complete wrong way here. He's going to drop down to P6, P7 maybe. So JP now is in full control. Look at that. First place. He's 3.9 seconds ahead of his rival. Go on, Mark.
Oh, sorry, mate. I thought Jack was going for a move into the to the final 2 corners, but he was thinking better of it. He is still, but he is trying to get the move done now. Only 3/10 is the gap. The DRS wide open. I think he will get a move done before turn 1. Yeah, he got it done. He's already in front. Epic move from Jack into P2 on the medium tires.
Meanwhile, JP has pitted our brief race leader. He's pitted for hard tyres, Mark. Emke has now picked up 5 seconds for speeding in pit lane. I think Emke is going for the award for most penalties on evening, it seems. But JP, look, is back out of the pits into P7, right behind Louis, but on hard tyres. I did not expect to see hard tyres this evening, but yeah, JP out on the hard tyres.
Yeah. Oh, he just missed his braking point completely there. And will he be sticking inside the DRS? Yeah, he will. Yeah, I didn't expect to see hards as well, mate. Maybe like in the 3rd or 4th lap if there was some damage and you needed to pit, but well, maybe JP knows he cannot finish on the mediums. I don't know.
I've got a question for you then.
Okay.
What would you do if you're David 46 right now then? You've just seen JP go into hard test. Would you pit now? He's not pitting now. Or would you try and stretch this stint out to then put on a set of mediums and then try to take on later on a better tyre for the end of the race?
Tyre wear is not that bad around here, mate, in my own opinion. So if I were David 46, I would pit right now to get the medium tyres and finish this race. That's what I would have done.
There you go. As we see Jack and Darrell Whiffen 2nd and 3rd place. Look at the gap there. This is a great battle between these guys, and I think I'm going to have to start charging him, Keith, every time I keep saying he's got a time penalty, because I think I'm starting to lose count now, unfortunately, and his race has gone from bad to worse. But what a battle we've got here for the battle of the medium guys. Jack and Darrell Whiffen, they've both got time penalties, but they're giving it their all, and I think this is great to see. And Jack, debut last week, getting on the podium, absolutely fantastic, and tonight once again really driving solidly. Yes, he's got some penalties, but he's keeping it clean pretty much, and having a good battle with Darrell Whiffen here. And I'm sure if he wants to try and get rid of that Red Bull as quick as possible, because if we wanted to try and break that 1 second gap between them so he could just focus on his own race. But I don't think he's going to be able to do it. In the next couple of laps, he's probably going to see that Red Bull fly past him again.
Yeah, probably, mate. Let's see what Darrell can do right now. DRS is open. He's not using any ERS, so he is saving it. Is it enough to get a move done?
No.
No. He is going to wait, and that's the only clever way to do it. Yeah, look at the lockups. Holy moly, is Rens just saying. Yeah, I seen that as well, mate. That's but there are some tricky braking zones in here. So that's one thing to say for them. Ooh, Emke is really close to O Steven now. Only 2/10 is the gap. And he will get it done.
It's been another disaster of a night, hasn't it, for McLaren? It's a real shame because they were early season looking real good favourites for the constructors, and it's just not. The second half of the season, it's just not happened, has it? And unfortunately, that's dropped O'Steven with his teammate outside the point. So unfortunately for McLaren, once again they'll not be scoring any points. We've got a yellow flag, and JP has lost it.
And that's exactly what Rens is just predicting. He said with the low tire temps, he's not going to be fast with the hards. Maybe at the end of the race, but before he realized that, he is over pushing them. That's exactly what he just said, I think.
Look at that. David 46 will have seen JP has lost it, and he's come straight to the pits. Medium tyres for David 46. He knows exactly this is the time now to make a move, to get ahead of his, well, he's already ahead of his championship rival, to get points over his championship rival tonight, because JP's coming past the start-finish line now. He will be behind David 46. He's very close to David 46. It's a good job David 46 did it when he did, really, and it's a real good job JP actually did that spin for David, because if he hadn't done and David 46 had pitted, JP would have been ahead of him. So yeah, this could be one hell of a battle. Medium tyres versus hard tyres. JP versus David 46, Mercedes versus Ferrari. Wonder how this is going to work out.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting for the rest of the race, because David will be quicker at this moment on his medium tires, but near to the end of the race, maybe the hard tires of JP will be in better condition, even after his spin. Louis is trying to get the overtake done on O'Steven. The battle for P9. Can he get it done? They're coming up to Aqua Mineralia now. It's always a tricky point, but they both do it really well. Can Louis get it done before the chicane, or is he going to wait? He is going to wait a little bit longer. Takes a lot of curb there. But the overspeed is there. There's so much overspeed from the Red Bull driver, but he needs to stay patient, because sending it is not going to give you the position, and it would just cost time. So he just waited for the DRS straight, and the DRS opens right now. And I expect him to just breeze past O'Steven in the McLaren. Nothing he can do to defend. And that's it. Move done. Already in front. And Louis into P9. Good overtake there. Good overtake.
What I'm finding surprising here, Mark, is that David... Oh, as JP's just picked up a time penalty. That could be crucial. I was right on board with JP there, and he just slightly ran wide. And that was the time penalty. He's just run wide again. So JP really pushing. And what I was about to say was, JP's hanging on to the back of David 46 on those medium tyres. So David 46 not really taking advantage. And unfortunately for Jack, 5 seconds speeding the pack. That could cost him a lot of good points this evening after a solid first stint, and he's into the pits now for a set of soft tyres. Can softs go to the end from here? I don't know.
I don't think so. Maybe you can stretch him to the end, but you can't call them race tires at that point. They were just gone.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was a bit of an early stop for softs, but that has filtered Jack out into P4. I can imagine Jack's going to be pretty fast on those soft tyres. Probably expect a fastest lap maybe pop up in a second or two. But yeah, even though JP has picked up that time penalty, he's still hanging on to the back of David 46. David 46 cannot shake that Mercedes off him, so he'll be hoping that he can't get the DRS jump on him. But what is crucial is now is David 46 just needs to keep it clean. No time penalties here, and that could be crucial towards the end of the race. But further ahead, Darrell Whiffen, 18 seconds up the road from David 46, is leading this race. He's had a decent race so far. Good battles with Tinas and Jack and David. As Darrell Whiffen, does he come into the pits? No, he doesn't. So Darrell Whiffen carrying on, but it looking like David 46 and JP are starting to reel him in slightly as well. He's down to 17.5 seconds now. So Darrell Whiffen's 15-lap-old medium tyres starting to feel a bit of pain, shall we say?
Yeah, I think so too. You just mentioned the time penalties, mate. I just take a look at them, and some of the drivers have loads. You know, Darrell Whiffen in P1 at the moment has 3 seconds of penalties. He needs to stop, of course. Then JP, 3 seconds. But then we have Jack with 11 seconds of penalties. And Emke, he is leading something because he already collected 20 seconds of time penalties. That's a lot.
Wow.
Cosmesi on 6 seconds and O'Steven on 3. So yeah, time penalties, they can be a big factor at the end of this race. But Eden, I'm really surprised to see JP sticking it up to the inside. Not to the inside. I'm talking bullshit now. He is staying close to David 40. Just 6/10 on the hard tires.
Yeah, it's as David 46. There we go. I said he needs to keep it clean. He's just picked up a time penalty as well. And what's interesting, look just slightly behind JP. Jack is absolutely flying on those soft tyres, and he's going to catch these two quite quickly. He was, I believe, about 5.8 seconds behind these pair. It's now down to 3.4 seconds, which is some good going. So I can imagine the next couple of laps, Jack will...
Jack, there we go. Fastest lap time, 17.6. Let's see how much he can close this gap. 3.4 seconds now on the straight. But where will it be? When he... Let's see if I can sub back into it. I'm afraid not. Hopefully he can go in as soon as possible. But let's see, for now, Jack, he needs to close the gap. But JP, only 2/10 the gap to David 40. Let's see if he can get a move done. On the hard tires, that's really impressive. That really is impressive. Why JPH has a green arrow is the question. JPH has a green arrow. I have no idea, mate. I think that's part of Codemasters, mate, to be honest. Yeah, Tines is closing in on this whole group, and David on a 4/10 gap. This race ending will be interesting to see. It will be really interesting to see. And can the tire strategy from Daryl play out in his favor? He's in P1, he still needs to pit. But if there's a safety car, for example, right now, he can pit onto the softs and easily finish this race, and he will maintain the lead. Ooh, yellow in sector 1 and 2, what happened there? Not completely sure what happened, but the yellow is already gone, so I guess nothing major happened. Daryl with a 5-second penalty, speeding in the pit lane. That's not what he wanted. That's not what he wanted. Yeah, I agree with you, Rens. One more safety car and this whole race will turn upside down, mate. There we go, David 46. He's got no ERS left, none at all. Oh, I wish he wished he saved something, but he didn't. Tina's back into P4, and Jack, there he is, the guy on the softs. He is closing in to David on P2. The gap is only 7/10, but he is on the softs. But can those soft tires make the end of the race? What do you think, chat? Can the tires of Jack hold on to the end of this race? Emke, another 3-second time penalties. That's insane. How many does he have? 23 seconds. He's close to getting... He is close to getting a race ban, I think. But there we go. Jack into P2, and he will get the move done on JP as well. Oh, what is happening here? Jack into the lead of this Grand Prix. JP in P2, David in P3. This is shaping up to be a banger of an end of this race. Is he stealing your strategy, Joe? Did it work for you? Well, let's see. He needs to close a big gap. Can we tell Stephen to crash and get a safety car out? Well, that's not what I would like to ask him. But yeah, let's see. Jack with a phenomenal move into P1. And there we have him again. Alan, welcome back, mate.
Technical gremlins here at my side. Sorry about that. So as we see Jack in the lead now. And just as I was saying, Jack was absolutely flying on those soft tires, and I come back and he's now taking the lead. So yeah, JP. The thing is, Jack he's doing a fantastic job, isn't he? But surely he's going to have to. There you go. He's the fastest lap, which I also predicted. But he's going to have to surely pit again.
One of the Ferraris just lost its M key again. Oh, no. I'm pretty sure he got some damage right now. Yeah, his whole front wing is completely gone. But I think his race was already gone because of his 23-second time penalties. But yeah, it's just not his night again, I would say. Suspect coming into the pits to get the fresh soft tires. And that promotes Cosmesi into P7. Daryl only 4 tenths behind Tinas on fresh soft tires.
I think Tinas will be getting sick the sight of Daryl this evening. Them two have had a good old battle early on in the race, and now I can imagine Daryl on those soft tyres will probably have it a bit easier than what he did earlier in the race when Tinas was on the soft tyres and he was on the medium. And oh, look at that! Daryl getting the move done straight away. Tinas a little bit out of shape. He's going to try and come back, but no, Tinas cannot do anything about it. But has he done the move too early, Mark? Because surely Tinas now should just hang on to the back of Daryl and be able to retake the place on the DRS. As we've got a yellow flag, what has happened? Oh, Jack has lost it at the final corner.
Oh no, no, that's so unfortunate for him. But Tinas is already looking at the 8-10 gap. That's massive, and that won't. Well, he won't be able to get a move done now. So Daryl, fair play, really good move into P3. But the time penalties, Tinas doesn't have any time penalties whatsoever. And the guys in front, they have multiple. So yeah, let's see how that plays out. We have a lot of yellow flags today. Not sure why that last one was, but there was a small yellow there. And Jack is into the pits.
Oh, and there's a move here from Michael Lutke on F1 Richard down in for P7, and Michael Lutke on the hard tyres, 19 lap old hard tyres, has taken the position up to P7 now. So a mini revival here from Michael Lutke. He'll be looking to try and maximise the amount of points, and Michael Lutke is another one who's not had any time penalties, so who knows, maybe later in the race Michael Lutke could steal a position or two based on time penalties of the guys ahead.
Yeah, maybe, but he needs to get closer now, and his tires, the hards, are already 19 laps old, so they're not in the best time anymore, I think. So can he close in a bit more to Cosmesi and P6? I'm not pretty sure about that. Daryl, he will be closing in, I guess, on his soft tires. The gap is big, it's 7.5 seconds, but if he can manage to close down a second lap, he will be rapidly in the gearbox of David 46. And let's see, but the time penalties are not in the favor of Daryl. He got 8 seconds of penalties, while JP and David 46 both only got 3 seconds.
Cosmesi is into the pits, and that is, where's that going to feed him out? Maybe it's going to feed him out into P10. Here comes the Spud down the start finish straight. Cosmesi just coming towards the end of the pit lane now, and yeah, so Spud goes past, so Cosmesi down into P10, but on brand new soft tyres for the remainder of this race.
Yeah, so Spud into P9. That's a good strategy. He just did the undercut on Cosmesi, and meanwhile, a fan of Cosmesi said Cosmesi steadily climbing positions just before he pitted. Ooh, he was running a bit wide there. And then he went into the pits and he lost a couple of positions, mate. You were a bit too early there, but... Ooh, Jack, another 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, unfortunately, like I said at the beginning of this race, time penalties are going to hurt people a lot, and unfortunately that probably might cost Jack any chance of good points this evening, even points in general, because he's currently in 8th place. But we shall see. There's still plenty of racing to be done. Who knows, there could be a few more incidents or position changes from them. But just looking a bit further forward, it doesn't look like, Mark, that David 46 has got any answer really to JP on those hard tyres. The gap's creeped up to 2 seconds now. David 46 on the medium tyre, not really making any inroads, is he? And what's he do here? Does he just reside to P2 and just look at it as it good points, or does he look and think, well, JP is my title rival, is going to score more points on me? What do you do in this position, Mark, if you were David 46? Because it looks like he's not really got an answer at the moment.
No, what I would, yeah, it's easy to say for me, of course, but I would try to stay at like the 1 second gap, 1 second, 1.2, because the tires. Maybe I would have pushed all the way to get a move down. And
JP's lost it. Oh wow!
Oh, he completely lost out.
Safety car.
Safety. Oh, this will turn the whole race upside down, Evan.
Wow.
All the time penalty. Hey, you know what? Tinas. He is the guy to beat now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he will pit for fresh soft tires, and he got no time penalties whatsoever.
Wow. That is huge for the championship. JP with all that form in the lead as well. And I'm wondering, was that the hard tyre? Maybe. Just, I don't know. It seems very unlike JP in recent weeks, and unfortunately, that's going to cost him big. And what that has done is that has put David 46 and Tinas in great position. But like you say, Tinas especially in a great position for this championship fight. And if Tinas can stay penalty free and get ahead of David 46, then Tinas can find himself in a really strong position when it comes to the championship at the end of this race. Does he pit though? He's coming up to the final few corners now. He surely must pit.
Yeah.
But is he going to pit?
Sure, he's going
David 46 has pitted. Darrell Whiffen has pitted, and here comes Tinas.
Yes,
yeah, he had to, didn't he? Yeah.
Definitely, he needed to. So, of course, Messi into P5. That's a good effort. He just pitted just a lap before. So, so Spud pits again. That's interesting. His tires were only 2 laps old.
That is interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Why did he pit again? Rens is just saying Spud has the best chance. Just don't crash into the back of anyone. Yeah, he's into P10 now, mate. I'm not sure why he did that.
I think another one to keep an eye on, we mentioned Tinas, another one to keep an eye on is Michael Lutke. Yeah. Michael Lutke, we spoke about him briefly, that he got himself back up into the points. He's still not got a time penalty, not to try and jinx him here, he's still not got a time penalty. He's now into P6. He's going to be behind Messi on the time penalty, Louis on a time penalty, Darrell Whiffen on the time penalty, and David 46 on a time penalty. So Michael Lutke here could find himself, after all the struggles at the beginning of this race, Michael Lutke could find himself on the podium, which would be pretty much a miracle for him, because I don't think he expects to be anywhere near that fight towards the end of this race after how it started.
No, it would be really impressive if he can make it onto the podium, but yeah, he just needs to stay clean and close as well, because David 46 and Darrell, they both have time penalties, but it's only 3 seconds. So if they can just drive away with the likes of Tinas and you know, they can just drive away, Michael Lutke needs to get the move done as soon as possible to stay close.
Yeah. But going on tonight, could that be huge in the championship battle? I did not expect to see JP crash out this evening, and that really is big news for David 46. If he can score really good points right now and stay ahead of Tinas, then this championship fight swings back in his favour. I know he's already in the lead, but in terms of form, David 46 really wasn't anywhere, unfortunately, and this could be the perfect race he needed in the second half of the season. But safety car still out. I'm hoping we're going to get it in at the end of this next lap. David 46 following it close behind that red Mercedes. So yeah, Tinas not too far behind. Tinas in second place. What are you thinking, Mark? We've got what 5 laps left of this race now. Is it Tinas's to lose, maybe?
Yeah, 100%. Because there's only 5 laps to go on the same tires. That there's no way David 46 can break away 3 seconds if they both do what they usually are doing. So I think this race is in the hands of Tinas. He just needs to keep it calm for himself and don't want to be too ambitious and get the move done at the first opportunity, because he needs to plan this, you know, probably just, or get it done right after the safety car comes in and drive away, or wait maybe for the DRS and then do it. Because if you do it earlier, like the lap before the DRS comes in, then you'll be a sitting duck on the straight, because everyone is having the newer tires, so it's all evens out a bit. And you are completely right there, and Sursput also without time penalty, so he can jump up a couple of positions if he can stay close. So that will be the important thing for him.
It's interesting as well, talking of championships, the Constructors' Championship has swung as well, has it, massively? Mercedes now haven't got a guy right up there scoring big points. Neither has Alpine. No. Ferrari in first place right now, so this could be a very good night, not only for the Drivers' Championship for David 46, but the Constructors as well, and we've got safety car in, Mark.
There we go. Let's see, when will David 46 hit the throttle pedal? There we go. Tinus, was he awake? Only 4/10 is the gap. I think David got him sleeping a little bit, and Daryl is trying to get a move done on Tinus. But he is thinking better of it. Oh, better exit there for Daryl. Tinus is struggling a bit, mate. Can he keep the car on track? The gap is already up to 6/10 now. But so far, everyone is keeping it clean. That's good to see. But Daryl, he is flying after the safety car. And look at that, the top 6 drivers are already getting a bit of a gap now. And Jack gets the move done on F1 Richard.
That was a nice move around the outside. F1 Richard just couldn't do anything about it. And Jack, lovely move there from him up into P6. And Michael Lucky is doing exactly what he needs to do. He's got the move done on Cosmesi. So Michael Lucky now up into P5. The 2 Red Bulls are next on his hit list.
Yeah, but look at the gap between Tinus and David 46. The gap is already over a second. And Tinus, he will be looking back to defend. So, well, the gap is getting down a bit now. I bet Tinus is using his ERS to defend and attack at the same time. He needs to stay closer to David 46, who has a 3-second time penalty, but he can't be losing out to Daryl at the same time. Emke just dropped out of the points into P11. Yeah, it's just not his night. Loads of time penalties as well, so he will be...
Oh.
What happened there?
Sorry, Louis in P4 just ran slightly wide. He might have dipped a tyre into the gravel, and Michael Ludke gained half a second on him. So Michael Ludke was just over a second behind Louis. Now Michael Ludke is within DRS of the first Red Bull in P4. So this will be good news for Michael Ludke, because he's reeling him in at a rate of knots now. Look at that, Mark. Tinus 1.1 seconds off David 46. So Daryl Whiffen here could have a great opportunity to get the move done on Tinus.
And Tinus is giving everything to get into the DRS, but it's not going to work out for him. 1.1 seconds, that's not enough for the DRS, and Jack with another time penalty. Oh, the gap is under a second now, and David 46 has used all of his ERS. I'm pretty sure of that. Let's take a look. Yeah, only 1% left for David 46, 6% for Tinus, and Daryl is on 20%. Who do you reckon will be on the podium at the end of this race? I have no idea. Chat, let us know in the comments. Who do you think will be on the podium? What do you think, Adam? What is your top 3?
I can't call it, I'll be honest. I really cannot call this at the minute. I'm thinking Michael Lucky will still get there. He's looking fast, and now with DRS activated, yes, Louis will have DRS to help defend from him, but I just think Michael Lucky just seems to have a bit on him, as Louis is all out of shape there. Can Michael Lucky get a move done before? No, he can't. And Louis seemingly looking like he's struggling at the minute, so Michael Lucky really pretty much pushing this Red Bull around. So yeah, I can't call it. I would say, unfortunately for David 46, he's probably not going to win this race, because he Tinas has now got it with under a second. Can Tinas make a move for the lead here? David 46 going very defensive here. Tinas, DRS wing wide open now. What he's going to drag Daryl Whiffen with him. Can Tinas do anything about it? It's gaining. No, I don't think he's going to get it done. No, he's not. And unfortunately, Tinas, he's stuck in second place. And same goes for everybody behind. They're kind of stuck in that DRS train now, aren't they?
Yeah, that's true. But on the other hand, maybe for Tinas, I wouldn't make the move. Making a move is always a bit risky. And you don't have any time penalties. He just needs to stay where he is. And if you get the DRS, you can use it to defend. You know, you can defend from it. And I think that's what he needs to do right now, because there's only one lap to go, 1.5 laps, so.
Oh, Louis run wide again in the same spot as last time, and Michael is looking to try and get something done, but again, Louis recovers well. And Louis really struggling through that set of corners there, and fortunately for him, he's managing to keep that gap, but just behind. Messi has managed to get back within the DRS of Michael Lutke as well. So all the, as you see, all the top 6 were all got DRS of each other. Can Tinas do something now, though, Mark?
I think he will get the move done. He just wants to get it on track. Amazing overtake, final lap, turn 1. He gets the move done into P1 without the time penalties. He just needs to keep the P now.
That was a good move, wasn't it? Yeah.
That's a brilliant move, definitely. And now Daryl, he will try to get the move done as well. That will be interesting to see, because Daryl and David 40 both have 3 seconds of penalties. And Michael Lutke, you are right, mate. He will be on the podium if he stays where he is. He will be P2, if I'm correct. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think Michael Lutke could probably steal second place of David 46 here, based on time penalties.
I think so too. But let's see, is Daryl going to make an all or nothing dive bomb? No, he doesn't. He plays it wise. But there we have Tinas coming up to the start-finish straight. No time penalties, amazing drive, and he is the winner of the Grand Prix. Amazing result from Tinas. P1. Michael Lutke takes home P2. Amazing drive from him as well. David 40 in P3. Daryl P4. Louis into P5. Cosmessi P6. Good result from Cosmessi as well. Evan Richard P7. Saudi P8. Suspect him to P9. He couldn't get the places up because of the penalties in front of him. Then we have O. Steven in P10 and Jack P11. And Emke with all his time penalties. He will be dead last today, I'm afraid.
That was a great race, I thought. Unfortunately, time penalties cost a few guys, but huge congratulations from Tinas. And it just proves, like what we were saying, doesn't it? You keep it clean, laddie. Take care and make sure you don't pick up any of the time penalties, and you can get yourself either a win or onto the podium. So yeah, big congratulations to Tinas there. He thoroughly deserved that.
Yeah, definitely. Amazing race. Some good race pace, good comeback as well, and well deserved. Had to stay clean. Well, all the others around him made the mistakes, or at least the mistakes to get time penalties, and he stayed clean. The race pace was there, and he got it done. And this will be amazing for him in the title fight. You know, looking at the standings, this will be insanely close. David 46 picks up the fastest lap though at the end. So he will get an extra point for that. But yeah, this title fight is shaping up to be even closer.
Yes, it is, and we're getting the podium guys filtering in now. We're just, I believe, waiting on Michael Lutke to join us. But what I can do is start off with our race winner. I believe he's in with us now. Congratulations, Tinas. No on-track penalties, and in the end, you got the move done on the final lap. How was that race for yourself?
It's a miracle I got no penalties. the practice sessions were going very bad, and yeah, finally the last few laps I saw David had 3 seconds, so I thought I could stay behind him, but yeah, the overtake was there.
Yeah, it was, and what is good news for yourself is in the championship battle, you've finished ahead of what both of your rivals this evening. JP crashing out and David 46 finishing third. So, are you really feeling that this championship is a real good opportunity for you to grab now?
Yeah, I think 4 rounds to go, so nothing is done.
Well, congratulations. That was a great performance from yourself, and yeah, makes it very interesting in the championship fight. And we'll move on to second place, Michael. Good evening, Michael. It
Good evening.
started off a bit of a disaster for yourself, and you were pretty much at the back of the pack for most of this race, but that safety car ended up being a big favour for yourself, and you kept it clean, same as Tinas, and you've ended up on the podium. Did you think you'd end up on the podium after the way it started?
Today, no, I never thought that, because after the start I crashed and I went to the hard tires, and I thought by myself I will see how the race goes, and yeah, lucky enough everything is gonna right for me. So
Well, yeah, it worked out lovely for you, that safety car, and to get yourself on the soft tyres and keep it clean. So congratulations on the second place. A big result for yourself after a few tough races in the previous rounds. Congratulations on the second place. So we'll move on to David 46 in P3. David, we've not seen you on the in this comms box for a while. You started off like a house on fire at the beginning. Is it good to get back on the podium and score some real solid points in this championship?
Yeah, definitely. A little bit bittersweet. I think it was just unlucky for JP. I just couldn't get those mediums to work at all. So I think the race was in the bag for him. I was on kind of my fifth warning for 3 seconds. So yeah, I was having to be careful after the safety car restart. Thought I got second, to be fair, until right to the end. But yeah, it's good to get some decent points and get the fastest lap and be back on air. Yeah, so happy with that.
Yeah, most definitely. That's exactly what you needed after a few tricky rounds. And you just go back to Tinas. We're moving on to France next time round. How are you around Paul Ricard? And can you keep this momentum now, this win going, and try and really take it to David and JP?
I hope so, but also with this track, I don't like this track. But yeah, I just won, so we will see.
Well, it's not a bad way to go if you don't like this track and you get a victory. So big congratulations and fingers crossed to all you guys in the podium that you can have another good race next week. And moving on to you, Mark, we've had a cracking race this evening. Shame about some of the time penalties, but overall there was some real good close battles throughout the field.
Definitely, it was an amazing race, some really good battles, and congrats to the podium finishers. Amazing job from all three of you. And yeah, looking at the tables, this is going to be close. If my math is correct, David 46 will be in the lead still with 100 points exact, but Tinas will be at 96 points, so the gap will be only 4 points. So that's gonna be really close. So yeah, let's bring on next week. Bring on France, and let's see what the guys can do. Only 4 rounds to go. France, China, Hungary, and then at the end, Silverstone. It's all to play for. So let's see. It was an amazing race, and I'm pretty sure all the others will be just as good to watch as well. But yeah, thank you everyone who was watching this race, and if you enjoyed what you've seen, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, because there's plenty of more racing on here. And yeah, I hope to see you all tomorrow for the Realistic Performance League, and of course next week for the races in France. Thank you all. This was the PlayStation F3 League in the Invictus Racing League. Hope you had a good time. Enjoy yourself and have a good evening. Bye bye.